Yeah, make square. Think the square. Yeah. Check out the thick. Okay. Hey, my conscious ones. How are you doing this afternoon? Read the sweatshirt. When tyranny is law, rebellion becomes duty. And for was. Get out of the matrix. Get out of the matrix. Reject the matrix, my friends. Yeah. This hoodie is available online at the alexjonesshop.com. You know, if you are the resistance and you're against the status quo, you're not gonna acquiesce to no government, no false system, no matrix, then you need to be geared up. Nice hoodie, green, growth, prosperity. Yeah. What is it giving? It's giving whole New Year's. Ready, rock and rollin'. A little self care before the new year, you know. And don't forget that self care is important, regardless. Even if it's not anything physical, just taking a few minutes just to breathe, just to touch it, to feel, get a little bit of moments to breathe. What's up, all my conscious ones? Shout out to you, salute to you, my subscribers, even my first time viewers, maybe checking in. Happy New Year's Eve. Yeah, we're here. It's New Life Revolution, representing the resistance, representing um, the rejection of the matrix. That's it. So for this new year, I'm hoping that everyone, like I said, close the doors that need to be closed, end things that need to be ended. I hope you've been resting over these couple days. I hope you've been nesting, resting, recuperating, renewing yourself, renewing your energy, so you can really, really, really have a good shot at a new year. So many times we do these resolutions. These resolutions, they come and go. The second week of Friday is known as Quitters Day because most people that make New Year's resolutions, by the second Friday of the new year, it's a dub, it's a wrap. They fail, they fall back into their old habits. So, how are you going to ensure that this new year is going to be a new year? How are you going to do it? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to go into another new year with the same old stuff, the same bad relationship, the same fake friends, the same dead end job? Like, what, when are you going to do it? We got a few hours left to this new year. So I would advise all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, even first time viewers, to listen, get in the lab, get in the basement, go to the attic. Listen, even if you got to go to the, wherever you got to find a quiet space to sit and reflect over these past 12 months. And that's it. Get a plan. Get a plan. Get out of your way, you know. Forgive yourself for all your mistakes. Forgive yourself for, the things that happened that you feel you didn't do or you could have did better. Forgive those that hurt you, that violated you, that maybe was disloyal or maybe wasn't even there for you. You understand? I mean, this is a new year we're going into, so it's not so much about people and outside external influences, but it's really more about your inner self. It's more about getting you right. You understand? It's more about, you understanding your value, your worth, congratulating yourself for your hard work, for you being resilient, for you sticking in it when it got hard, when things weren't easy. You still found a way. You didn't give up. You deserve your flowers for that. Like, acknowledge that. Acknowledge the fact of the matter that even though you went through hell and high water, you still here right now. And the fact of the matter that you're on this live, you're alive, that means that, guess what? You got it. The power is yours. You got it. You really got it. It's just about really tapping into the light, going into the places that you want to see yourself. You understand? It's not so much about, what other people are expecting of you, or, trying to be something that you're not. But this is a time for self reflection. This is a time for a deep analysis of where you see yourself going. I mean, yeah, you're gonna pop bottles tonight, you're gonna drink champagne, you're gonna turn up with your friends, you're gonna share joy with your loved ones. But then tomorrow comes and you're alone and the party's done, you know, everything's over. And now, where do you stand? Where do you stand? So, my advice to my conscious ones would be, first and foremost, to forgive yourself for any things that you felt that you could have did better, any ways in which you didn't act out of your best, right? And it's time to also close those doors, end those relationships, dead all of, those people, even your own mindset. Sometimes you gotta kill your own inner the inner voices, and sometimes you got to stand alone. It's not easy, you know what I mean, to go against the grain, to walk away from situations that you've been so used to, situations that you've been like, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Complacent, right? It's time to really look at those situations, and it's time for a change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anybody that's waking up today and their life is perfect and tomorrow is just a bed of roses. I don't know anyone like that. And if you do exist, hey, more power to you. But for the majority of us that look at our lives with honesty, with sincerity, with truth, and we know, listen, it's more to this than what we know. Like, you're supposed to be somewhere different. You know that you're supposed to be further, but then you're still stuck. So now it's time to really get into the nitty gritty. It's time to be honest with yourself. It's time to come clean, and stop dealing with the foolishness. Stop making excuses for yourself. Stop making excuses for people. That relationship, you've been through hell, it needs to go. It's not going to get better this year, in the new year. It was hell for the past 12 years, the past 12 months, the past 24 months, the past 10 years. And suddenly now you think it's going to change? When is enough going to be enough? When are you going to have enough courage and believe in yourself and have enough love to say, you know what, I'm better than that. And even if I got to be by myself, guess what? I'm going to be by myself. Because being by myself and maybe being lonely is a lot better than being stressed out, than being worried, that being mistreated, that's being undervalued, that's being taken for granted. I mean, that's worse than you being by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, tap into who you are, know your worth. I don't know. I can't convince you of that. We gotta understand that love and happiness and all those things that exist within. It's never gonna be something from the outside. It's never gonna be a person. It's never gonna be a job. It's never gonna be a material, something material that brings you that happiness. It comes from within. And until we can get honest with ourselves, until we can look at the crappy parts of ourselves, until we can, you know, assess our strengths and our weaknesses, we always going to be operating out of that same energy. And I don't know about you, but for me, I want to change. I don't want to wake up tomorrow and everything is business as usual. I want to be invigorated. I want to be inspired. I want to see my life go in a direction that I feel is purposeful, a direction that is for me, a direction that is good for my soul, is according to my purpose, you know? And so at the end of the day, we got to start understanding who we are, you know? The fact of the matter that you've been in a lot of crazy relationships that didn't work and were just hell, that may be a sign that, you know what, you're somebody that probably will be able to help people in relationships. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at our weaknesses, or we have to look at the dark parts as still worth something. Every experience gives something, whether it's good or bad. No matter what we go through in life, we could have bad times, hard times, but in all those times, we still learn something about ourselves. We still take away some type of gift. So, in addition to us ending, what no longer serves us, it's also time for us to figure out, it's easy to say what we don't want, but the real work comes from understanding ourselves and what do we want. What do you want out of a relationship? What do you want out of a career? And some of us don't even want a relationship, you know, personally speaking. I'm good on a relationship. You know what I mean? The relationship that I'm trying to cultivate, the relationship that I'm working forward, looking forward to is me and myself. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you're not good, if you're not complete, if you're not whole, you can't be anything to anybody. And that's why so many relationships don't work, because we're coming in these relationships with so much drama, so much baggage, so much issues. Okay? And if you got issues and I got issues and we both got issues, and it's always going to be like chaos. You understand? Like nothing's ever going to be perfect, but the fact of the matter that you're aware, you're conscious, you understand the need for change, then things can work. If not, then you'll go through these continuous relationships that don't bring you anything, that take away. And before you know it, you'll be 40, 50, 30, 60, 70 years old. And you still would not have found yourself. You understand? So aside from relationships, let's do the work. It's the inner self. It's the internal self that needs the work. You understand? And so that's why so many of us fail, not only at relationships, but a lot of goals and dreams that we want to accomplish and we want to pursue, but we don't know that we're not ready. The universe is never going to conspire on your behalf if there's so many things that's still missing, that lessons that you haven't learned. Um, Understandings and teachings and a certain amount of wisdom. If you don't have it, you're never going to elevate. You're always going to be in the same space. Yeah, no, for the toes, I want regular polish. Only gel for the nails. Yeah, I want like black. Yeah. So, yeah, it's important for us to understand who we are, our mission, and don't let nothing sidetrack us. We've been through a lot. These past 12 months, it's been hell. We dealing with all types of unknowns in terms of society, in terms of politics, in terms of, God forbid, these pandemics, that's popping up, viruses and crazy weather and inflation, and everything's going up but our paychecks. It's not easy. It hasn't been easy. But the fact of the matter that we're here now, We still found a way. We still managed to keep going with nothing. Some of us with not even a nickel or a dime. We found our way. So that's why I said it's important that we encourage each other. It's important that we salute each other. It's important that we give ourselves and each other our flowers, meaning that we give ourselves and each other's our proper due, our praise. Like, it's not easy for all those people out on the street. Like, I always think about, homeless people and people that, you may see on the subway, or people that you may see, begging and things like that. I think to myself, well, what's the difference between me and them? Not much. Only the fact of the matter that they chose to give up and I chose to keep going. That's it. And so, in this life journey that we're on, for the time that we're here, it's like if you don't challenge yourself to be better, if you don't see a need to fight, to have a higher consciousness, to understand your divine purpose, I don't know. This is your life. Some of us do, yeah, but in a bigger scheme of things, you got one time to go around this earth. That's it. And so, what are you doing with your time? How are you making it count? Conscious ones, first time viewers, how are you making it count? And if you're not making it count, I don't know. You gotta make it count. It has to be a change, an awakening. You have to understand that you cannot continue to exist in this false reality, in this matrix where material things matter, where you're driven by your ego. Like, it's time to reject that. Like, I'm a lady that loved beautiful things, that grew up in a home that had a dad and a mom, and my dad was of the streets, you know what I mean, was a talented man with many talents, was a beautiful artist, but was more or less a hustler. And so, for the majority, everything was good. Life was good. We had everything we wanted. We had everything we needed. But then when time caught up to him and he had to go pay his debt to society, that left us in a very precarious situation. That left us where now we don't have that security. Mom had to go on the system. Mom had to go on welfare because dad wasn't there. So it's about understanding both sides of the coin. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. That's life. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. That's life. But what's more important is to understand that nothing lasts forever. So even if you've been through hell in this past 12 months, look at this new year with promise, but not in a way that it's just gonna automatically happen, that it's gonna be magic, that it's some genie in a bottle, or it's this fairy that's somehow gonna grant all of your New Year's resolutions and everything is gonna be made new. No, you have to have intentions. Your change, you wanting a different life, you wanting more for yourself, you wanting to become who you know you're supposed to be. It's gonna take you. Honestly, and that's the thing with many of us, we don't know our power. We don't know that it really lies within us. I have no disrespect toward religious people. In fact, I grew up Pentecostal. My grandmother was an evangelist. We owned our own church. So religion was something that was so heavy. But I would challenge you to think, and how I have been challenged to think, that it's never about an outside source. There's no man in the sky that I need to pray to, um, that I need to worship. No, it comes from within. And even the religious teachings says that the kingdom of God is all around you and it's inside of you. So that means, and even the religious teachings says that we were created in the image of this higher being. So if we're created in the image, and if the kingdom and all of that is around us and inside of us, why don't we tap in? And when I used to hear things about, oh, the God in us, and I always felt that it was sacrilege, that it was blasphemous. But that was me operating out of my former self, my unconscious self, myself that was caught in the matrix. Now I understand that we all, the purpose is to seek divine consciousness. And that divine consciousness is the awareness, understanding that we are conscious souls having a physical experience on a 3D plane, which is Earth. Okay? This is the lowest vibrational dimension in existence. That's why it's filled with so much hell. Well, it's crazy. Oh goodness, this world. Oh goodness, this world is just disgusting. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's disgusting here. And so don't you put up all of your energy into putting value into the things of this world. Money, money, material wealth and all that type of stuff. That don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing, because if that's what it meant, that's what it took, we wouldn't, people would be so happy with everything they have. And the fact of the matter that people are not happy, people are still very miserable, people are very still discontented with the wealth, with their status and all of that. What do you think that? Okay. Oh, thank you. So again, we ask ourselves, why, why do we continue to believe this false doctrine? Why don't we seek the truth? Why don't we understand that the power lies in us? Okay, so it's important for us to reject the matrix, reject, the lies that we've been told. We've been given these titles, we've been given, you know, these these so-called lives, these so-called attributes of who we are, but it's not who we are. Yeah, you're a man, I'm a woman. I may be a teacher, you may be a nurse, you may be an engineer, you may be a construction worker. Yeah, but that's not really who we are. Who we are is so much more. And until we're able to tap into our true self, our true essence, we have all the power. We have the ability to heal ourselves. We have the ability to call into things, to manifest. All of these things are available to us. All we have to do is tap into the light, reject the false lies, and tap in. But right now, I gotta get my nails done. I gotta get my gel mani. And so my conscious ones, I love you. My supporters, I love you. If this is your first time viewing, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back sometime later on. Yeah, this is New Life Revolution. Conscious ones. Oh my God. Okay. All right.